that which is going to bring about sadness, right? And cause you misery and agony is putting your desires and that which you are tempted to carrying out before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? This is going to bring us misery, it's going to bring us sadness, it's going to bring us unhappiness. Right? And when you do Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or when you fulfill the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially my brothers and my sisters, when you find yourself in that predicament, you are being called to haram, right? Your friends are inviting you, it's only one time. Don't worry, nothing is going to come out of it. Look what Ibn Rajab rahmatullahi alayhi mentions. ما قدم أحد حق الله على هوى نفسه وراحتها إلا رأى سعادة الدنيا والآخرة. Never does an individual, right, give precedence to the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over that which he desires and is tempted to, right? Except that he will see happiness in this dunya and likewise the hereafter. And then you have the opposite. وَمَا قَدَّمَ أَحَدٌ حَظَّ نَفْسِهِ عَلَى حَقِّ رَبِّهِ إِلَّا وَرَأَ الشَّقَاوَةَ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. You do the opposite, you will live a wretched life in this dunya before the hereafter. You know, my brothers and my sisters, a lot of us may think that when we carry out sins, when we give in to these temptations and our desires, that the only time that we will have to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is when we meet Him on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Many of us think that, not realizing that there are immediate consequences. And the sins that we fall into, and these kind of mawaqif, these kind of stances that we take, it will come back to haunt us. Right? The only thing that affects your tawheed isn't just shirk, my brothers and my sisters. Shirk, it completely removes it altogether. Sins, innovations, and then likewise minor shirk is going to affect your tawheed up until there is nothing left whatsoever. That's the most precious thing to you, right? Holding on to your tawheed, brothers and sisters. Stay away from these three things that are going to contribute to your tawheed diminishing and then you feeling spiritually dead and empty. Let me read out a message that I received, my brothers and my sisters. And I receive countless messages like this all the time. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. I don't know if you received this due to your following and large amounts of other messages, but I've been watching a lot of your videos and they've been helping me a lot. Shukran. I have a question. Look what he says, guys. I've committed a lot of sins in my past. I've struggled with women and drugs especially. I was in a haram relationship with a revert and she was an amazing woman, but I mistreated her. Some of us have this kind of mentality, right? Chew her like a piece of chewing gum and spit her out, move on to the next one. And you think, right? You think, my brothers and my sisters, that these sins that we carry out are not going to come back to haunt us. It's not going to affect our mental health. Just our sanity, brothers and sisters, more than anything else. I was in a haram relationship with a revert and she was an amazing woman, but I mistreated her greatly due to her past and what she had done to or prior to her conversion. So what I understood from this is that he would bring it up and then he would give her a hard time for that and so on and so forth. I've done a lot of sin in private over the years and I regret it deeply. So I decided to leave her for good, as she deserves someone better, and I could never marry a woman whom I committed all of these sins with behind her back. I've mistreated her so greatly. Now I use drugs every day and all day to deal with that guilt. In my heart, I feel so sad and miserable, right? And I want a good Muslimah wife, and I think Allah could never forgive me. So I use the drugs to cope with these feelings, but it's taking a toll on my life and it is destroying it from within. Extreme depression and whatnot. I don't know where to go. I went for Umrah last year alone. He went for Umrah. And I've tried getting close to Allah here and there. I've cut off all women in my life, but I can't leave the drugs. They keep me sane. Can Allah Azza wa Jal really forgive me? The guilt of the past haunts me day and night. I can't forget it. The zina has killed my soul. If I could just have an ounce of hope that Allah can forgive me, and I could one day marry a good Muslimah, I truly change. But I have no hope whatsoever. And I live with issues alone. No one knows about my struggles. I'm truly sorry for this message. It is very long. And I don't mean to take your time. Shukran. May Allah bless you. And Jazakallahu khairan. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayru. Brothers and sisters, just about every single day I receive a message like that. Right. Another one that I have here, please help. I committed a zina and now I'm pregnant and I feel absolutely ashamed and embarrassed with myself. I feel spiritually empty. I can't get over it. Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really forgive me? I'm struggling to deal with all of these thoughts that I'm having and this pain that I'm experiencing. What can I do to overcome this pain? Right. When we prioritize other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, expect a very, very sad ending. This amazing statement that is extremely profound and touching. Ibn Taymiyyah says, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ كُلَّ مَنْ أَحَبَّ شَيْئًا لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ فَلَا بُدَّ أَنْ يَضُرَّهُ مَحْبُوبُهُ. Anyone who loves other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning he prioritizes whatever it might be over Allah, it's only a matter of time before they are left hurt by that which they prioritized over Allahu Jalla fi Ula. All of these young sisters saying that they've been left heartbroken. That guy made her all of these promises. He said, I'm going to make you my Khadija, right? Made her all of these false promises, gave her all of this hope, and she committed haram with him. He chewed her like a piece of chewing gum and then spat her out, and then he just moved on to the next one. What did Ibn Taymiyyah say? You prioritize other than Allah, you're bound to be left hurt by it. And we see it a lot also, brothers and sisters, when it comes to people who work in the corporate world. He doesn't want to upset his boss. I'll pray when I get home. Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib. He's going to pray all of it when he goes home at 6 p.m. on a winter's day. Right? Because the day is shorter, sah, and the prayers are a lot closer to each other. He hasn't even asked. He hasn't tested the waters. I don't want to displease him. I don't want him to think that I'm a Muslimic. Right? It's only a matter of time, my brothers and my sisters, before he's left heartbroken. He put that guy over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his boss. And Allah Azza wa Jal is the provider for him and likewise his boss. Unfortunately, my brothers and my sisters, later on he's maybe sacked or they run into one another. They're at each other's necks and he's given his marching orders. You tried to please him at the expense of Allah Azza wa Jal, and this is how you're left now. And the examples are many, right? Remember, my brothers and my sisters, we were created for one sole purpose, and that is Allah Azza wa Jal is number one in my life, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is number one in my life. No one else, right, is going to exceed that red line. No one else.